Hello and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me Zug, and today we're coming back with another Zealot guide. So this is one I've been playing around with for the last couple of days and it is incredibly fun. It's a lot like most of the Zealot builds I've been playing with, very Eviscerator heavy, but we're playing with a new weapon. And I've had to move away from the immolation grenade, which has made me sad. But this is what we're going with. The heavy Eviscerator with Shred and Rampage. We're using increased crit chance and flak armor. Of course, this isn't an optimal setup. As you can see, I haven't got rank floor 4 blessings or perks, but it does work very well nevertheless. If you want to, you can change out the flak and crit chance for carapace and unyielding for better boss damage. I prefer flak and crit because this is a very crit heavy build and most manics are flak armored. And for the ranged weapon, we're using the quick draw stub revolver. Don't look at the perks because I have not fixed those yet. The perks you do want are flak and manic, as always, and the blessings are surgical and hand cannon. As I said, very, very high crit build, and with these two blessings, you should be able to pop a crusher on damnation in 2 headshots with everything maxed out in the talent tree. And before I forget again, curios, we're using 1 wound with damage resistant gunners, max health and toughness. A toughness blessing with toughness regeneration speed and damage resistant gunners, and more toughness regeneration speed, toughness and damage resistant gunners. Jesus Christ, I'm really sick of saying toughness. But if you want to, you can switch these out for 2 max health and 1 toughness curio with health, toughness and cooldown reduction, which would probably be more optimal for this build, but I do not have those sorted yet, so I'm using what I have. Again, if you do want to meta gain this build, the 3 curios you want are 2 with max health, with health, toughness and cooldown reduction, and 1 toughness with health, toughness and cooldown reduction. Right, on to talents. So, as I said, it's a very heavy crit build, so we are going down the left side of the tree, right side of the tree first, sorry, for Backstabber. Doesn't do much, but I mean 20% damage on backstab hits, you're going to be spinning around like an idiot, so you're going to be getting that 20% damage at some point. Scourge, melee critical hits apply bleed, causing damage over time. Melee hits on bleeding enemies grant 10% critical strike chance. With this amount of crit on the build, this is just basically going to be gaining our damage over and over and over again, because we're going to be critting so much, and that's going to give us more crit. Blood Redemption, the toughness you regain on melee kills is increased by 50%. Just a nice survivability boost here. And then down into Enduring Faith, 50% toughness damage reduction on critical hits. Again, more toughness, more crits. Yum, yum, yum. And over onto the left side, Disdain. Onto enemies within, enemies without. Bleed for the Emperor, damage that would take your health to the next wound is reduced by 50%. Very nice talent. It has saved me a couple of times. I would have gone with Vicious Offering, but it's difficult to work in. So Bleed the Emperor does win out here ever so slightly. Stunstorm Grenade, just because we don't really have the points to head down this side. Also, we don't really need any of these just to get the Immolation Grenade. The grenade is amazing, but the talents for this build are pretty useless. So we'll have to stick with this one. And then we're going for Duelist, 50% weak spot and critical hit damage for 3 seconds on a successful dodge. You will be dodging a lot. Desperation, 20% melee damage for 5 seconds when stamina is depleted, and you will be charging around so much that you will be very stamina deprived. Then we're grabbing Benediction into Fury of the Faithful, picking up the 2 charges, and then pretty standard down here, grabbing Sustained Assault, Faithful Frenzy, a little bit of health boost, 10% health isn't something to be sniffed at here. Punishment, Invocation of Death, Blazing Piety, Fury Rising, and Righteous Warrior. And this is all about stacking up the crit as much as we can, so that both weapons are going to keep us completely buffed. So Shred, 3.5% critical strike chance on chained hit, stacking 5 times, hitting at least 3 enemies with an attack increases your damage by 32% for 3 seconds. This is going to be the main thing we're going to be using, and we're going to be continuously hitting everything at all times. You're going to be weaving in light attacks and heavy attacks to keep Shred and Rampage working And then the quick draw stub revolver. Hand cannon gives us 7% rending on critical hit, so that's basically a 70% damage boost on crit. And surgical, 10% crit chance for every 0.35 seconds while aiming, stacks 10 times. Discharges all stacks upon firing. You hold this long enough and you will get 100% crit chance, with an extra 70% on weak spot hit. As you see, it does quite a lot of damage. You just have to make sure you hold it. If you get a rank 4 of this, you don't actually need to hold it for the full 10. You should, 7 or 8 should do it with Benediction and the rest of the stats combined. As you can see, it's quite enjoyable. But you can't actually get the dodge crit buff working in here because nothing's attacking you. But as you can see, and don't forget, when you use your charge ability, you do get a guaranteed crit if you need it. Yeah, quite a fun little build, and I really hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please like, subscribe, ring the little bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And, you know, have fun with the build. If you can think of any ways to build this better, please let me know. I'm always happy to take advice and try and work new stuff in. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you all later.